Bonjour. Je ne sais pas. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a little film critique. It's going to be on the classic French drama film 400 Blows. The reason why I kind of picked this film today is because I took French in high school and it was really interesting, and I really love the language, and their cinematography is really beautiful. So the director and the writer of this film is Francois Truffaut. The film has more of a French New Wave kind of feel to it. I'm going to kind of start by taking a look at our main character, Antoine. He's a bit of a teen growing up in France, and he's not exactly always in the best crowd, hanging around the right people, doing the right things. He's kind of a bit of a troubled kid. The movie kind of really shows you that he really has no guidance, and he's really kind of figuring all these things out for himself, and so he has no one to really show him the right from the wrong and how to handle these adult things that you really need some help with. And the movie just kind of really shows how everyone goes through this part in life where you're searching for a sense of freedom, whether it be freedom from hatred, poverty, judgment, self-doubt, anything like that. Everyone goes through a point in their life where they are just yearning to feel free, get the weight lifted off their shoulders. Truffaut has a really good way of catering to the mind of the youth with this film. He really does that by capturing different parties, kids going out, skipping school, you know, doing all the normal reckless teenage things. I think by taking on this more outcast approach, he really targeted the neglected and kind of forgotten youth that really just didn't feel like they fit in, didn't feel like they had anyone on their side. They knew they had to grow up but didn't really have anyone showing them how. And in this way, I really think that gave the youth of his generation a really good chance to connect with Antoine and really get to know that character and understand where he is, what he's coming from, and just really understand the character and really be able to sympathize with him. And so, like I said earlier, you see many traits with this film that really relate to the French New Wave cinematography. The abusive father is definitely one of this genre's very obvious characteristics. So by having that harsh father in there that really keeps putting Antoine down, doesn't really help guide him in any way, that really kind of sticks with the more somber, aggressive feel that these French New Wave films tend to have. Truffaut also leaves the audience wondering a lot. We're not really given much into the backstory of his characters, so we're kind of left guessing and trying to understand why these characters are acting the way they are, why they're doing what they're doing, what's causing them to be this way. There's really no sense of guidance in the film, and Truffaut really does that so that the audience is able to relate to Antoine's sense of confusion. He doesn't have any guidance through this whole process that he's going through. He's having to learn from mistake after mistake after mistake, with no one really showing him the ropes, telling him what's going on, and really making things clear for him. So by directing it this way, Truffaut really gives the audience that same feeling and allows you to really kind of step in the shoes of the main character, and so you really don't understand the gravity of everything going on until the film's actually over. You're able to sympathize with Antoine, and you understand that he really hasn't done anything wrong this whole time. He's really just fallen victim to people not really noticing him and not being able to help him through some really tough situations. It made him look like a troubled kid, a bad guy, and in reality he was just kind of lost and searching for some help. He just wanted someone to be able to kind of show him the way. I think by directing the film this way, Truffaut was really trying to portray that society can put a really harsh pressure on people to grow up, to be a certain way, to meet society's standards. And it really represents how society has weighted some people and really held them down and kept them from being able to do the things that they want to do because they didn't have someone telling them right from wrong, and they were just kind of relying on the backlash that they were getting from society around them and what the world expected them to be, not who people who loved them unconditionally wanted them to be, or who they wanted to be. And so honestly, at the end of the day, he was just showing that young kids, we face situations where we have to learn right from wrong. We have to choose whether we want to keep things old or new. It's a constant battle that a lot of kids, I think, are really going through. Antoine definitely is a person that you would be able to relate to, and you can relate him to modern times even, where kids are now seeking their guidance through social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything like that, instead of their parents and family members and those around them. And so I think that really represents how society can play a role in that as well, and how that was portrayed through the film. All in all, I really think 400 Blows just kind of represents all those blows that you take learning through life, learning trial by error, learning those hard life lessons. So you're taking those 400 blows in an effort to learn and grow and be this new person. All in all, I just think it means that no matter how many times you get pushed down, no matter how many of those blows you take, it's just all about how many times you get back up. And so I really think that's kind of the real meaning behind the film, and you can take the negativity and the harshness and everything from those characters in that film, and you can almost kind of spin it to where it has a positive light to it. Through all the things that Antoine had to go through, there's no reason why someone should have to. You should always have that guidance, whether it is social media, whether it is family, friends, anything like that. No one should have to make those hard decisions on their own, and that's definitely where Antoine had a hard time and where you can really relate to him with this movie.